Yesterday we saw the preparation of haloalkenes and haloarenes. Now we'll be moving to the properties, physical and chemical properties. First, physical properties. Physical properties is based on its charge separation. For example, if I take methyl chloride, chlorine being more electronegative, pulling the electrons towards its end pair of electron, making it delta negative on that chlorine. And delta positive on carbon, delta negative on delta negative on chlorine and delta positive on carbon. If anybody is on the waiting room, you can see them. Can you see?
No,
Anybody?
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
You are not able. Some are in the waiting room and cannot see you. You can see the participants.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So carbon is positive, not full positive, partial positive. If you take some sample, there are so many like this. So many such molecules are. So these molecules will be attracting each other. How this delta negative will be attracting the delta positive carbon of the next alkyl halide. So when we write it here CX. Delta negative, delta positive. In the sample, there are so many molecules. Positive of negative portion of one will be attracting the positive portion of the other. So here, an interaction will be formed. We call this interaction as dipole-dipole interaction. So alkyl halides are polar. Alkyl halides are polar. So due to their polarity, there will be dipole-dipole interaction. These molecules are getting attracted to each other. Little more heavier molecule, they will be going to the liquid stage, and again heavier molecules to the solid. Now, solubility. When we put this in water, it is polar, so we expect that these are very much soluble in water. But alkyl halides are not so soluble in water because these interactions do not release that much amount of energy to break the hydrogen bonds already present in water. In water, there are hydrogen bonds between water molecules. Dissolution means either to form good bonds or to break bonds present between water molecules. These should make better bonds with water, and at the same time, the hydrogen bonds between water molecules should be broken also. These are making, since they are polar, they are making interactions with water molecules. But this is not releasing that much amount of energy to break. To break hydrogen bonds means energy is required. How this energy is required? Due to this formation of attraction, due to this formation of these type of bonds, dipole-dipole bonds. So here, bond is getting formed between water molecules, bond is getting broken. To break the bonds, amount of energy is required. From where they get the amount of energy? From the attractive forces between them. Here the energy is released, there the energy is required. So these bonds are, or these attractions do not, or these interactions do not that much amount of energy to break the hydrogen bonds which are already present. So alkyl halides, though polar, they are not much soluble in water. only slightly soluble in hydrogen alkyl halides, though polar, are only slightly soluble in water. Alkyl halides, though polar, only slightly soluble in water. Answer: the new interactions formed, released. The new interactions formed, release very less amount of energy, very less amount of energy break the hydrogen bonds between, break the hydrogen bonds present between water molecules. Between water molecules, hydrogen bonds are there. These bonds are to be broken and new interactions are to be formed. During the formation of this bond, energy is released. That energy is utilized to break the hydrogen bonds. But these interactions release only very less amount of energy, and that is not enough to break the hydrogen bonds between. Next, melting points. In the solid stage, what are the melting points? For example, CH3, 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 CH. This is normal butyl chloride, pure butane or N-butyl chloride. CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, CH3. This is secondary butyl chloride. Secondary butyl chloride. This is primary normal butyl chloride. This is secondary because chlorine attached carbon attached to carbon. Then tertiary, C, CH3, 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 CH. This is tertiary butyl chloride. Tertiary chloride, and one more is there isobutyl chloride. Isobutyl. Now coming to primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary, secondary, tertiary. There are four altogether. Consider this primary, secondary, tertiary, which will be having the lowest melting point or lowest boiling point. That is of this tertiary. Why tertiary? It is having somewhat spherical shape. Its surface area is less. You take two test tubes, one containing normal butyl chloride, second containing secondary butyl chloride, third containing tertiary butyl chloride. Three test tubes. In this three test tubes, okay, you check the melting point or boiling point. Melting point, boiling point follow the same trend. Check the melting point or boiling point. Tertiary will be having the lowest one, lowest melting point or lowest boiling point. Why tertiary will be having lowest? Because due to the spherically symmetrical spherical shape, surface area. Spherical shape, the surface area is minimum. Surface area minimum means one molecule's contact with the other molecule is less. But in this case, surface area is maximum in the case of primary normal butyl chloride. So, since the surface area is maximum, another molecule that will be in contact with a lot of lots of surface. So, since this contact or van der Waals force of attraction increases in the case of 1 degree, but in the case of 3 degree being spherical in nature, the surface area is less. The interaction or the contact van der Waals force between the molecules will be very less in this case. So easily escape. That means its melting point and boiling point will be the least among these primary, secondary, and tertiary. That's about the physical properties. In medicine, mainly alkyl halides used are in the form of chlorines. Almost all medicine you see chloro, 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 chloro. Alkyl halides you see in medicine as in the form of chlorides due to their easy availability and stability. Stability and easy availability, alkyl halides used in medicines generally widely used are in the form of chlorides. Coming to the chemical properties. Chemical properties. Alkyl halides undergo three types of reactions. One is substitution reaction, definitely. Substitution reaction, then elimination reaction, and reaction with substitution. Substitution reaction, elimination. Elimination reaction, then reaction with what is meant by substitution reaction? One atom is removed and the other atom is added. We know that CHCl. This chlorine is to be substituted by some other stronger nucleophile. A stronger nucleophile can be a weaker nucleophile. Now, what is the shape of this compound? That is like this. Carbon at the center, like this. This Cl. Central is carbon and here tetrahedral shape. This is the tetrahedral shape. This is the tetrahedral shape. 3 down. Can you see down? And 1 up. So I can show it like this. Okay. So here, three hydrogens and one fluorine. Three hydrogens, and one fluorine. The Cl is to be replaced. The Cl is to be replaced by OH. But Cl is in delta minus state. Cl is in delta minus state. Cl is in delta minus state. So if a nucleophile comes, nucleophile means either it is having a negative charge or it is rich in electron. Nucleophiles, examples, OH minus, N minus, NH3. Means it is an electron rich species or it carries a negative charge. So this is Cl minus. If OH minus, the nucleophile comes, the nucleophile when OH minus comes in this way, this is already in minus, OH is also minus, so minus minus will repel each other. So OH minus will not come from the front side, it will be coming from the remote side. It will be coming from the remote side because there is gap between these three, there is gap. So OH minus will be coming from the remote side, not from the front side. This is the stereochemistry. Okay, so OH minus is coming from the remote side and it will be attacked. OH minus means it is having a pair of electrons. C is in the delta plus state and C is in the delta minus state. So this minus portion will be coming to attack this positive portion and a new bond partially will be formed over there. You know that around carbon only 4 bonds are allowed. If there are 5 bonds means one bond will be the broken state, half broken state, one bond will be in the formation state. So that structure, that is very unstable situation around carbon 5 bonds. For namesake 5 bonds, but one is partially formed and one is partially clear. That structure is very unstable, so that we'll be calling it as a transition state. Since it is very unstable, it means instability, we'll be putting that inside our bracket. So a bracket C and all these hydrogens will be going in one plane. This bond will be partially clean and this bond will be partially formed. And this is that transition state. So during the transition state, what will happen? All the hydrogens will be coming to one. All the hydrogens will be coming to one plane. Like this. All the hydrogens will be coming to single plane. And here it is partially clean and here it is partially formed. So we call this unstable situation, this unstable state called transition. From this transition state, at any time it can revert back into the reactant. At any time it can revert back into the reactant. Now it can go to the product also. Due to this effect of it, everything is happening in a single step. Everything, removal of the Cl and attachment of this OH, everything is taking place in single step. It's not like that. First Cl gone and a complete carbocation is formed, then OH minus is attacking. No, this removal and attachment both are taking place at the same step, single step. This reaction is a single step reaction. And when the transition state changes into the product, showing the product over here. Due to this switch, all these sides will be turning to that side, just like an umbrella in a strong wind. Umbrella in a strong wind, when the wind comes in the opposite direction, umbrella will be turning to the other side. Just like that. See, H, here will be OH, and Cl minus will be out. So this is happening. So what is it stereochemistry? Means here in the previous case all the hydrogens were on this left hand side and in the product case all are on the right hand side. Or if it is on the right hand side, that is on the left hand side. We call this as inversion of configuration. It is inverted. just like an umbrella in a strong wind, it is inverted. So the inversion of configuration takes place. Inversion of configuration. But by looking at that, you cannot make out this inversion because this is here three hydrogens are there, are also three hydrogens are there. If these groups, if all four groups are different, then it shows another property called optical activity. Now that is not applicable here. Of course, it is getting inverted. It is getting inverted. So we call it as inversion. We call it as inversion. Why? Because this all hydrogens are on this side and now all hydrogens are on that side. So inversion takes place. This mechanism, it is found that conservation and extension both, but on both the rate of the reaction is dependent. The rate of this reaction is dependent upon both the substrate, that is of OH minus as well as this alkyl halide. So we call it as, since both are coming in the rate equation, we say it is second, it follows second order kinetics. But here, two molecules are participating here. That means this is a bimolecular substitution. So we call it as bimolecular reaction. Substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. We call it this reaction as SN2 reaction. Or the mechanism what I have shown here is SN2 mechanism. In SN2 mechanism, both the reactants, the concentration of both the reactants are counted. Means rate of reaction is dependent upon the concentration of both. And there are two molecules colliding to make this reaction. So this is substitution nucleophilic bimolecular substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. And in this reaction, inversion of configuration takes place. Now here you see this is H. Very small atoms. So OH finds space to come and attack. Suppose these are bulky groups like CH3, then OH will not get space, OH minus will not get enough space to attack. So what will happen? OH will not attack, means then how the reaction takes place. So what you can do? Break this bond first by putting in a polar solvent. You can break the bond by putting a polar protic solvent. If it's a protic solvent, still minus will be easily abstracted by that product. So if you put this in a polar protic solvent, this bond can be easily broken. So after breaking this bond, you will be getting a complete carbocation. In this particular case, only small is steric hindrance. We say we use the word steric hindrance. Here there is no steric hindrance in the case of CH3. So OH finds space to attack. If these groups are bulky group, then OH cannot attack from the remote side. Then what you have to do for the reaction? You put this in polar protic solvent, so this bond will be broken, will be getting a complete carbocation, and we know that carbocation is planar. Carbocation is planar in the sense CH3, CH3. Last time we learned for a carbocation, we put a positive charge over here. There is a vacant p orbital. So OH minus can attack either from this side or from that side. So all the hydrogens will be in one plane. Then OH minus can attack from this side or OH minus can attack from that side. So if OH minus attacks from this side, then all the CH3 groups will be moving to the other side. If OH minus attacks from the other side, then all CH3 groups will be moving to the side. So there will be inversion of configuration as compared to the starting material, and also retention of configuration as compared to the configuration of the starting material. So that reaction is called SN1 mechanism. that is called SN1 mechanism that we will be learning afterwards. Now, my point is, since these are not bulky groups, there is no significant which minus can attack from the group. So, in the case of primary, this is there. In the case of secondary and tertiary, this may be CS3, this may be CS3, this may be CS3. So if all are CS3, this will be tertiary carbon. So there is enough steric hindrance. So in tertiary, OH minus cannot attack. Alright, so this mechanism, SN2 mechanism, that is remote site attack. SN2 mechanism is remote site attack on an alkyl halide is faster in the case of primary because there is no steric hindrance. So primary will undergo faster reactions in SN2. Primary will undergo faster reaction in SN2. Then secondary, then tertiary. So the order of reaction in SN2 is primary, secondary, then tertiary. These are the characteristics of SN2 mechanism. So in SN2 mechanism, it is bimolecular. It follows second order kinetics. Order of reaction is primary, secondary, tertiary. Then inversion of configuration takes place. Inversion of configuration. Then you have to give one example like this. That is OH minus plus CH3Cl. In this format, you show the spreading, you show like this. Then you show that transition state. In transition state, see all the hydrogens are in one plane. All the hydrogens are in one plane. OH from this side, Cl from that side, and ultimately that final product, that is inverted configurated product, will be obtained. So that's about SN2 mechanism. In the case of SN1 mechanism, there will be bulky groups that we will discuss